Well, thanks very much, Lammy. Thanks for putting this on me. But we've done a few shows together over the year, and like myself and yourself, we're both a bit quiet at the moment. But here's a story from way back. Seems way back, doesn't it? These days we're that old. But 1982, you guys came to Australia, the England-Australia Ashes series. I wasn't picked at the start. I think this was the series that Terry Alderman tried to tackle that guy in Perth and didn't do a very good job of it and injured his shoulder, and I got a recall. So that was the reason I was in this test match. I think I'd probably played the match before as well. But here we are, it's Melbourne. I think you guys got about 280 odd. And we might have got a similar score, maybe a couple of runs more. Anyway, test was going on. I think my other bowlers with me might have been Jeff Lawson, because obviously Terry Alderman was out. Bruce Yardley was in the side. We had a few new blokes for me. There was Wessels, I think John Dyson might have been the batsman. AB was there, and so on. I think Greg Chappell probably still maybe there. Anyway, like I said, it was pretty even keel. It was hot, a big crowd. That always is, the Ashes series down in Melbourne. And we had to bat again. And second time round, we weren't going too well again. I can't remember who got runs in it, whether it was Kim Hughes, a few runs, and somebody else. I just can't remember now. But it wasn't that great. And I remember sitting there in the dressing room, and I was all fired up because I thought I should have played at the start of this series, and I didn't. So here we are, we're looking like we're in trouble against you guys in my home soil, and it's at Melbourne with a big crowd. And I remember it came down to me having to go out to bat. And the boys are all looking around. They're pretty disconsolate in the room. They're looking at one another. You know, a batsman alike. They're never positive unless they're batting themselves. And they look at me, and they can see I'm angry, but they don't say nothing. And you remember in Melbourne, you're down in the dungeon there. You've got to walk up a set of stairs to a landing, to another set of stairs to another landing, and then you've got to walk out the door, then down the race and onto the ground. It seems to take forever. So as I'm walking up the stairs to the first landing, I can hear Marshy opening the cans of beer. Marshy and Dougie Walters and are popping beers. And I'm thinking, well, that's real confidence, you know. I've got to go out and bat, and they're already on the booze because I think I'm going to get out quickly. So this makes me a bit angry. Out the field I go, and I saw him out there, and AB was the other batsman who was still in. Now AB hadn't had a great series. He couldn't hit a ball in the bum in this series. It wasn't going too well. But he was getting a few runs this day. Anyway, we both play together. We're good mates. We both play together for Queensland. So he's walking at me, and you know what AB's like when things are down. He's another guy that fires up. And he's walked to me because all you guys were running around like you've got to be on the booze in 10 minutes. When I get out, you know, I've got to come out, whack a few balls and hit one in the air and we'll all be on the booze. Well, that wasn't going to happen. AB says to me, he said, what's happening? I said, let's beat these pricks. And he said, well, I'm with you. So out we go. You guys are all joking around and Beefy's going, get the Chardonnay cold, and you blokes are laughing in slips. Well, I think Bobby Willis might have been bowling. I'm not sure, but he did bowl a fair bit to me in this sort of innings that I played. And it wasn't really worrying me because they weren't really getting up there, you know. And the more they bowled at me, the more I was more comfortable. And then by the time he's got a little bit serious, it was a bit too late, even for a tail ender like me. I was in, you know, we were scoring runs and you guys could see that. So, mind you, there's still a lot of game to go. There was still this session to go this afternoon and we had to play all day tomorrow. So you guys probably just thought, well, how's Tuak going to last that long? Well, I did. I lasted that afternoon. So AB and I go up and the crowd's cheering on. Your asses were dragging. You thought you were done and dusted. But mind you, we still had to get possibly 20 or 30 more runs the next day. And you know what it's like when you have a break in your innings, it's always a bit awkward. Anyway, I was not concerned because AB and I were mates, and I walk in the dressing room and everybody's jubilant. They're all having beers and they're carrying on like we won the match. So out we go, and we're in Melbourne, so we went to, I don't know how many bars, usual business as usual, having a drink and carrying on. Come home, bit of a hangover and all that. And the next day, game resumes, and we've still got to get 20 or 30 odd runs. So you blokes are all out on the ground warming up and running around because obviously you've got a bit of a rocket in the dressing room. Come on, I'm just guessing, come on, let's get Thommo out and get off this bloody field and celebrate. Well, I look at AB and we're the only two changed in our dressing room. It's just a totally different atmosphere in the dressing room. The rest of the boys are dressed in the gear, whatever they had on the day before. Bacchus, Rodney Marsh said, okay, you blokes, whatever you had on yesterday, put it on now, because it worked yesterday. Batsmen are really superstitious. So here they are. AB and I go out in the field. Nobody else came out. Like, we have a warm-up. So I walk out there. I throw a couple of balls to AB in front of the dressing rooms. He throws a couple to me. You blokes are running around everywhere. And we go to walk off, and the press come up. Oh, can we have a word, boys? I thought, oh, here we are, the vultures. And they said, oh, geez, Thommo, you must have got any sleep last night and all that. And I thought, hang on a minute, they've seen us at all these bars and all that. I said, what do you mean? They said, oh, you know, it's 20 odd runs to get. I mean, this is what dickheads they are. They got no idea. I mean, I had no pressure on me whatsoever. You know, I could have got out any ball the day before, could get out first ball this morning. I mean, I wasn't worried about it. I was just confident that I could do it. Anyway, I just thought, what a pack of idiots. We go in the dressing room, AB and myself, and the boys are on the booze, right? They're drinking the BVs and carrying on all that. So AB and I get our gear on, and out we go again. And Bacchus yells out as we're walking up those stairs, resume your positions. So everybody gets wherever they were yesterday. And I don't think many of them were watching, put it that way. They were downstairs in the dungeon. So out AB and myself go, walk outside, and I expected nobody to be there. And I think there was, I don't know, 10 or 15,000 people there. And I said to AB, I said, up go these idiots. I said, I could get out first ball. Anyway, and then they opened the gates and made it free, I think. So that's why so many people came in. And there was more coming in. Anyway, the morning went on, and a few hours bowled. Bobby Willis, I can't remember, Jeff Miller, who else bowled, Norman Cowans was there, and nothing much was happening. We were having no drama. The only thing that nearly happened a couple of times, I nearly ran AB out, because I consider myself a pretty good runner and quick between the wickets, and he was a bit slower than me, a little bit short and fat, a bit like yourself actually. And anyway, we got right up, you wouldn't believe it, we're getting close to your school, and you guys, your backsides are dragging. You're absolutely shot ducks in the water. And Bobby Willis was the captain, and a great mate of ours, and all that. Sad that he's gone. He didn't know what to do, and Beefy walks up and says, why do you give me a bowl? I haven't had a bowl yet. And he hadn't given him a ball, and you guys had a new ball. And I didn't care less, you know, Beefy's there, he's only a medium pacer as far as I was concerned. And anyway, I remember Bobby Willis saying, he said, you have golden bollocks, you may as well have a bowl. Nobody else could do anything. And I remember him calling him golden bollocks. Beefy goes back, and I made a mistake of looking at the score, the scoreboard up there in Melbourne, the big electronic scoreboard. And it said we only had 3 runs to get. And I wasn't worried, I just thought, AB's at the other end. I better hit a single. This is true. And this is the only time I had a negative thought in my head and let AB hit the winner runs. Well, Beefy ran in. I reckon he bowled a half-tracked piece of crap, but it was a little outswinger. And I tried to play a cut shot. I've never played a cut shot in my life. And I nicked the bloody thing. I think it went to to Tavaray. Tavaray was in this game, Mr. Excitement. And he's dropped the bloody thing. He was crapping himself more than anything. But unfortunately, Dusty Miller ran around behind him and caught it, and I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe I didn't hit the winner. It was half track. I could have played a baseball shot and hit it down the ground. Well, mate, I was so disappointed. I walked off that ground. I couldn't believe I stuffed up. You got no idea. I think you got an idea later on in a short time, because I walked up that field. I walked downstairs into that dressing room to my guys that were half shot, because we'd still been out there for a while, and not a word said. And I sat down. AB was a little bit away from me there. We were both distraught, and he just didn't say anything. And the rest of the guys just filed out the room. And remember, in Melbourne, you walk out a door, you're going to go 4 metres down, and you walk into your dressing room, or the opposition dressing room. So I'm sitting there on my own. AB went as well. And I'd gone from disappointed, I actually had a tear in my eye. I couldn't believe I stuffed up that much. It meant so much to me. And I went, bugger this, those friggin' pommy idiots next door. I did a Lenny Pasco. I stormed out the door, walked down into your dressing room, and I remember Beefy sitting there with a big cigar, 2 up his gun, come out and have a drink, man. I said, you stick that cigar up your ass, and the rest of yous are going to kill the lot of yous next week. You don't know what shit you've just done, man. And I've never carried on after a match like this. And then I felt so embarrassed because they all looked at me. They were gobsmacked. They couldn't believe I'd gone off because I never did this. And I turned around and walked back out of into my dressing room, and I sat there and I thought, you dickhead, what the hell was that shit all about? That was Lenny Pasco Supreme. And that was it. I mean, this is what a test match, this is what playing England does to you. I couldn't believe that I'd lost a test match that I should have won. And it was very, very annoying. People didn't see this. I remember when I was batting out there, Channel 9 through to an ad, so I was out and nobody saw me get out. They come back and the game was finished, so people were spewing about that apparently. And we did go to Sydney next week, and I was true to my word. I did get 6 wickets against you blokes, and we won the test match, and we won the series. And I tell you, who were the first blokes in the dressing room to come in and congratulate me was you and Beefy with some champagne and a whole bunch of prawns. And we sat in our dressing room and got pissed and ate prawns again. And that's what Ashes cricket is all about, you know, playing your arse off, but then enjoying your mates and playing, you know. You guys have been mates of mine forever. So that's one of my stories. I've got a million. I hope you enjoyed it. And I think I should throw to Gucci, because Gucci was around for a while and a great player, and we're good mates. So Gucci, your turn.